Hi everybody, I'm Rob Sagimura, and this is Gay Bear Game Cave, where I play games badly and I look bad doing it. Today we're doing a little bit of a duty roulette for what's called an alliance raid, basically a bunch of people, 40-man raid, in 24, right? Now I don't remember. In Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker. I think it's 24. Don't know what I'm going to get yet. Let's see if I get anything. I'm waiting for one DPS to queue. Ugh. This is one of the negatives about this. There we go. There we go. Come on, everybody. So I don't know what I'm going to get. That's one of the fun things about the duty roulette, is that I'm getting a raid from one of the 4 raid series. Either the Crystal Tower series, the Void Ark series, Royal City of Rabanastre series, or the most recent one, which is, I forget, what's it called? Yorha Dark Apocalypse. Which I very much like. So we're going to the very first one. This is Labyrinth of the Ancients. So you can see I'm a kitty and I'm naked. Oh, I'm not the only kitty cat dancer. He doesn't look like me, does he? He kind of looks like me. Maybe all cats just look alike. Oh, food. See? What should I eat? Oh, I have this thing. Yeah, I'm playing a level 85 now dancer, trying to get to 86 through my roulettes. Best way to get experience, really. As you can see here, I'm wearing leopard print, and I'm a cat, which is just a joke for me because it's extremely funny to me to be a leopard print wearing cat. Also work boots because I'm clearly a rough trade go-go boy. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Oh, somebody's new that needs to get a bonus. Best part about this game, get somebody new, you get a bonus. Let's go ahead and cast Peloton here. You're going to see my cursor pop up a couple times because I have all my hotkeys on my mouse, but I'm playing with a controller. So I apologize if you're the type of person that bothers, by which I mean me. I'm going to sprint too, because I'm impatient. Dance, dance, grand jeté. You hear me pronounce a lot of things much more French than they're intended to be pronounced today. I guarantee you that. So one of the fun things about when you're doing an alliance raid is I'm many levels above this. But so what they do is they actually they scale you down. I forget what they call it exactly. Synced. I'm level synced down. So the thing is, even with the stat squish and stuff, we're still geared way above the level of this raid, which was never an extremely difficult raid to begin with. But it gives you a good chance to play some old content again, and remember how the classes used to be played. You know, there's abilities you don't have to use as a level 90 that you do have to use in your regular rotation as a level 50 in this case. That's true for me though. Dancer is newer, so it basically just builds and builds and builds. There are ones that are like that though. The exception, of course, is Summoner, which does not look anything like it used to look anymore. But if you watch my last video where I did Tower of Babel at level 86, you're going to know I'm missing a lot of the abilities I used to have. I don't even have an Esprit gauge. I can't designate a dance partner. One might say I'm dancing with myself. But sometimes it's fun to go back and do the simplified stuff. Also, this content is fun. Labyrinth of the Ancients I have run 50 times. So at this point, I mean, I ran it a lot when it first came out because I was trying to get the Onion Knight Dragoon set, but I have run this so many times. It tends to come up on the duty roulette, I think, because it's the lowest level alliance raid. So if everybody's doing the duty roulette, it just picks the lowest one, I think. I'm not sure. That's just conjecture. But so it's pretty easy content, and it's a little. I've run it a lot at this point, but it's still fun to see it. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I'm 1,000 years old. Just look at this naked cat. If they were really brave, they would let me just have a butthole on him. Release the butthole, cut you cowards. We should all get to see Judi Dench's butthole. We all know it. Well, it's not hers, but it's hers if she was a cat. It's her CGI simulacra butthole. This is about video games. That dragon died, yay! Nobody ever kills the skeletons in time. Kill the skeletons. Precast my steps, my dance. Emboîté. Jit. Follow this dragon and I dance upon it. Dance upon it. Dance upon it. Yeah, it's kind of weird having so few abilities at this point because you actually start the dancer at a higher level than this class, or than this. So like, you know, in its natural habitat, you would never play a dancer with only these set of abilities. But here I am. Oh, skeletons! Let me climb you, bull boys. And the dragon will come back up. And we'll kill it again. Circle of life. Moves us all. Yeah, when this content came out, it was, I don't want to say unexpected, but it was like super fresh in Realm of War. Like, there was no large-scale content at that point, so playing something with 24 people was great. It requires interaction between the teams, because each team is 8 people, which I think is super interesting. And it was just so... It had this story series that went along with it, starring later to be main character Grahatia, who's one of my favorites, and I didn't even remember him, which is insane, but that's just because of how long ago I had played it. But you know, it's got this interesting story. It's all based off of Final Fantasy III, which is a game, the Final Fantasy III Japan, which is a game that I did not play, obviously, until much later because you had to either emulate it or wait until the remake came out. I waited until the remake came out because I was not of the type to play an NES emulator. I don't know why. I just didn't... I was just playing an SNES emulator, so it's like, not that it was much different. Whoops. That was me. I did a bad. Nobody got locked out, right? Because that would have been my fault. I would have felt terrible. I did a bad. Guys, I did a bad. Again, if this wasn't Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would probably be in trouble. But since it is, I'm not. What class are you in your little dress? Oh, you should switch with our dancer, but I guess it doesn't make a difference. So in this one, you have to stand on these pads in order to unlock the shield around the Atmos. See those 4 guys at the end? And nobody ever does. This is the first time I've ever seen it, but the first time around. It is absolutely stunning. Because this takes no time. This room takes no time as long as people stay on the pads. See, somebody just stepped out. You can tell when there's a little ring that pops up around them. But, oh yeah, so this is based off of Final Fantasy III, so it's got Doga and, oh my god, I'm totally blanking on some of the other people. Oh, Cloud of Darkness is at the end of this raid series, which I've always thought is super cool. One of my favorite villains, even though I didn't play that game until much later. Yeah, it was super fresh, very interesting, not like anything that they had really done to that point. And then later on, it ended up playing into the story so much. So, you know, now we're in Endwalker and Shadowbringers previously, you know, main characters were as a result of the Crystal Tower series, which you've never seen before because it's completely optional. It doesn't fit into the main scenario at all. And I don't want to spoil anything else, but more of the Crystal Tower characters show up. And in the end of the Crystal Tower series, Snape kills Dumbledore. I know, it's totally wild. Somebody's going to get mad about that, I bet. Somebody has not read Harry Potter yet and is going to get mad about that, I bet. Which is like, you've had so much time. And you don't even understand why he does it, okay? Don't ask yourself what happened. Ask yourself why it happened. I don't know why I'm such an idiot. It's my favorite spoiler because I feel like it's such a part of the world now. And I just love sprinkling it into things. The craziest thing to happen at the Usual Suspects is that you find out that Snape killed Dumbledore. So there's this weird thing. Oh, I have it now. Good. You get this debuff, or buff, I don't know what you call it, where you become incorporeal. And then only then can you fight the boss. So most of the time you spend in this part just fooling around doing nothing. But this room is just so easy now. Like, it wasn't especially hard during launch, but now it's just a total face roll. I'm not taking any of this loot. It's all just transmog at this point, or glamour. Even though it is really good stuff. This is where the Onion Knight set comes from, and the Warrior of Light set. Oh, you can't tell from the pants. Those pants look great in an outfit. But that's it's tank only, so I don't care about it. Yeah, this is actually one of the better designed raids, too, because everything is built off of the central hub. Some of them have an annoying amount of walking, especially if you wipe. I don't remember the last time I wiped on a Labyrinth of the Ancients, so I don't imagine that happening. Sounds like hubris, though, doesn't it? Again, this is one where, as long as everybody knows the fight, it's super easy. One tank takes each of these 3 mobs here, and you tank them away from this bomb in the middle. You kill all the ads. You kill the mobs, the big ends, the Basago, and you kill the bomb. So as long as the tanks know to pull them apart, we're good. And like, everything is done in 3s basically in Final Fantasy XIV in the Alliance raids. So like, it doesn't take much to know where you're supposed to go. So these are the bomb mobs, or ads that will come up, and if they make it to the center, that bomb will expand and do a bunch of damage. So you just want to make sure you're killing those ads before they can do that. This whole thing is built on what's called the Allegheny Empire, which was numerous apocalypses ago, and had all this magic technology that were too... I forget what the word they used. They were like too decadent. Like they loved dark magic because it was sexy and violent and stuff. And so they're not around anymore. And you're exploring their ruins, basically. I'm drooling. I ate a cinnamon roll before this, and it's lingering. My husband always makes fun of me because I do this face constantly to try to keep my glasses up, even when I'm not wearing my glasses. I've got a scrunchy little face, and everybody just has to live with it. So here we're fighting the King Behemoth. He is not that impressive. This boss fight has very clear mechanics, and you just have to do them. And you'll see in this case, we're going to skip them. except for one, which is you have to hide behind these comets that drop down for Ecliptic Meteor. And this dancer on the left here doesn't look like he's going to. Let's see if he counts. Hey. Oh, I've got a meteor. So I'm going to try to drop it somewhere reasonable so that people can get behind it. And because I'm range DPS, I can just hide behind it and still attack him. But you see, he's gone down so much in hit points already. Those Iron Giants, if you let them like, destroy your meteors that you hide behind. And that's an insta-wipe if you get hit by it, but like, nobody does anymore. Do we have dead? Yeah, nobody. So it was the last major wing. Behemoth dies, and that opens up the last wing, which is the last boss. The last boss. I know, it's a surprisingly easy Labyrinth of the Ancients. I would have been so annoyed if I had come here when I was doing Dragoon, because it's literally everything I needed in my set, and they're all just dropping. But I have them all now, so it's all good. So yeah, you can see in the well, you can't see it because I've hidden. But I'm in Alliance B, so you just have to make sure you're in the right order, in your right place. A on A, C on C, and these pads that I'm on, or that we're on, they will play an important part. The warrior is very excited. So this is Phlegethon. He is very easy. He just has phases that make him take a certain amount of time, but he is like the most avoidable enemies in this tournament. His telegraphs are extremely far in advance, and so like, there's basically no way to get caught in anything. One of the things that tanks do now too is they didn't used to do this as much. It's very useful, but they tank him right up to the front of B, because once he starts to move back, it gives you a little bit of extra time to move, and it's time to move to your pad. And the pad will set up a shield, and the shield will protect you from this white mechanic, which is Ancient Flare. See, didn't lose a soul, which is rare, even as old as the content is. I don't know how to get this dance before mobs die. They go down so fast now. You have to kill these Iron Claws or else they'll capture one of you. In this case, me. Oh no! That's like the first time I've gotten hit by something in this. Yeah, just go through your combos. It's pretty easy. I'm a high movement class, so I don't really have to worry about this at all. Dance up. Boom, got it. The mobs go down so fast that like you can't even really set up your burst anymore. But that's fine. It's like a piece of nostalgia in game. It's fun. And if you're an old school or a new player who wants to try this stuff out, you really do get a chance to. You see I got a little bit over half a level of experience. Let's see what the loot is, and I will not take any of it. I don't need any of this stuff anymore. One of the things I did get, though, is you get a bunch of junk just for doing this in the roulette. So I got all this experience, and then I got extra experience for being an adventurer and need DPS because you need so many for this. They're always the adventurer and need a bunch of gold, and then these, the cracked clusters, which get you materia, which is really required for endgame content, but also sells for a bunch of money. And since I'm not doing a ton of endgame content right now, it's really all I'm looking for. So here's my naked kitty. He's very excited that you watched him do Labyrinth of the Ancients. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Sagimura. This is Gay Bear Game Cave, and I think I played that pretty badly, but at least I look bad doing it.